Hi everyone, I am Jyoti welcoming you all to my new video, the summary of the Canterbury Tales. In this video, we will see the details of the Canterbury Tales and the detail of each and every character mentioned in this tale. Thus, Canterbury Tales starts with the setting of the background setting of the month of April in the spring season. After a very long winter, the droughtness of the season ended, and flowers started blooming, and a very pleasant and suitable atmosphere for visiting new places and getting some new experiences. So the tales starts from the prologue starts with the background setting on one spring day of the month of April. A spring which comes with a beautiful and pleasant weather, removing the droughts of the March and rejuvenates the roots, making the land grown green. The flowers like Jaffar also blooms, and in the surrounding atmosphere, the sweetness of winds making the season more beautiful and suitable for doing or visiting new places. In such beautiful scenario, one spring day, the narrator Chaucer of the Canterbury Tales rents a room at the Tabard Inn before he recommences his journey to Canterbury. That evening, a group of people arrives at the inn, all of whom are also going to Canterbury to receive the blessings of the holy blissful martyr. Because of their same destination, they accept the narrator Chaucer into their company. So we see that the narrator also want to visit the place of Canterbury, and in the inn where he was resting and from where he wants to start their journey, in the same inn a group of people came and who also want to visit the Canterbury. When both talk from each other, they know that they also want to visit the Canterbury, so they decided to go together. And the group also accepted the narrator Chaucer as a member of their group to visit Canterbury. Before starting their journey, narrator original plan to have each pilgrim tell two stories on the way to Canterbury and two more on the way back to, but it never completed because in the tale we see that even not a single tales mentioning at the time of the returning, and it also in the tale we also see that all the characters mentioned in the tale all did not represent their stories, did not represent two stories, even two stories that was promised at the time of going to Canterbury. In the tales we found that only tales on the way to Canterbury. It was also decided that who tells the best story will be rewarded with a sumptuous dinner paid by the other members of the party. The host, Harry Belling, decides to serve as the judge of the tale. In this tale, when we see the detail of summary of every character, then we see the mention of host, whose name is Harry Belling. In this tale, the pilgrims presented first are represented a representative of the highest social ranks, and with every new pilgrim introduced, their social status decreases. That means in this tale the narrator narrates the story in such a manner that the because in the previous videos we have talked about that in all the characters are not from the same social background. In this tale we see that members from all the social backgrounds we can see in this tale. So the narrator represented all the characters in their decreasing status. So the most important and the highest rank of status in this group was the knight character. So we see each and every characters in detail one by one. So the most important character and the first character mentioned in this play is the knight. The knight, Chaucer describes knight as the first teller of the tale. He is a brave, experienced and prudent character. He has participated in approx 15 great crusades of his era. He narrates a romantic story of a woman and two knights who fall in love with her. So, the knight who was very brave, he has also taken parts in many wars, and he was very experienced also. He tells the story about the knight, two knights who fall in love with a woman. The next character in this tale is the esquire, the knight's son. The knight's son name is Esquire, who was a bachelor, and he was very fond of music, but he looks not very much good. His look was not very much good, as from their look we can't decide that he belongs to a well-to-do family. He was the son of a knight. He was very unmanly person, but he have a great passion for playing flute and very eager about to be recognized as a man of literature. That means the esquire, the son of the knight who wants to become a successful literature person, and he wants that people recognize him as a man of literature. He narrates the tale of a who mysterious knight who comes to the court of Tartary with gifts. The next person mentioned in this tale is Yeoman. Yeoman, she is a freeborn servant to the knight. Here we can see that a word freeborn servant. In the medieval period, in Indian history, we still see that there are many persons who work for a noble, or who work for a king for generation after generation. But freeborn servants, that means his parents are not the servant of the king, but he was acting as a servant. Freeborn servant to the knight. He is a very pious man wearing a silver Saint Christopher locket on his chest. But in this tale, he does not narrate any story. He does not narrate any tale. The next person is Pyores. She was a lady. She was a very sweet singing tone and had a gentle heart, so called as Madame Eglantine. It may be asked as a MCQ type question, that whom the Chaucer narrator represented and called the Madame Eglantine in the play The Canterbury Tales. She is the uh, prioress. The narrator called her as Madame Eglantine by the narrator. She is very charitable. She carries a golden brooch on which Amor Vincit Omina Armenia. Amor Vincit Ammonia is written. That means she was wearing a brooch on which it was written that Amor Vincit Omnia, which means love conquers all, was written. But the story she tells was not gentle. It was a story of a murder of a child who sings on the Virgin Mary by the and who was murdered by the hateful Jews who don't like the singing of this child, who don't like the theme of the singing on which the child, so they murdered them. In this manner, we see that there are lots of character in this tale. We can discuss each character in detail one by one. As this prologue or this poem is very long, so we will discuss the next characters in the next video. Till then, thanks. Bye. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.